This just ain't about this shooting. This is about losing our rights as a society. It's bigger than that. Don't we see it? Don't we see it?
Everybody wants to carry a gun. Everybody wants to scare somebody with a gun. It's just, it's scary out here.
This is Britney Megan, a 26-year-old devoted subway worker whose life would be cut short in the most horrifying and senseless of ways over a simple mistake of too much mayo on a sandwich. On the evening of June 26, 2022, at approximately 6:30 p.m., police were called to a Subway sandwich shop near Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta. What they discovered was far more chilling than anyone could have imagined. Officers arrived to find Britney lying in a pool of her own blood, her life slipping away from a gunshot wound. But just when investigators thought the scene couldn't get any more tragic, they found another victim. Just feet away from Britney was another employee, bleeding from multiple gunshot wounds, desperately trying to shield her young child, who had also been caught in the crossfire. What began as a complaint about too much mayonnaise on a sandwich, a minor grievance at best, quickly spiraled into an unimaginable nightmare. And as investigators dug deeper, they uncovered a twisted, horrifying truth behind the violence, one that would leave the community reeling and searching for answers to the brutal question, why? But before that, let me take you back to how it all began. Britney Megan was born on May 23, 1996, in Atlanta, Georgia. Described by friends and family as a vibrant and loving individual, Britney was known for her outspoken nature and willingness to stand up for those she loved. Sadly, it is in one of these situations that she would tragically be killed. Raised in a tight-knit family, Britney had always been determined to create a better life for herself and those around her. Her ambition was driven by a deep love for her family, and she worked tirelessly to support her dreams while balancing the challenges of everyday life. Despite juggling multiple responsibilities, Britney was incredibly motivated and hardworking. She never lost sight of her goals. She took pride in providing for herself and those she cared about, always pushing forward with a positive mindset. According to her Facebook, Britney worked as a delivery driver for UPS, a job she was deeply dedicated to. She threw herself into her work, striving to excel in every aspect of her role. Alongside her delivery job, Britney had recently started a position at a Subway sandwich shop located on Northside Drive in Atlanta. It was here that she began working with her close friend, Jada, and where they were both adjusting to their new roles. They had only been at Subway for about 3 weeks, but the bond they formed over their shared ambition quickly made them a strong team.
That's right, my enemy. Just me and my twin of them. Right. Just me and my twin of them.
Both young women were focused on building a better future for themselves, doing what they could to support their families and pursue their dreams. Jada, a 24-year-old mother, was thrilled to be working alongside Britney, with the pair quickly becoming a strong team. They bonded over their shared work ethic, both determined to make the most of their opportunity at Subway. Little did they know that while they were adjusting to their new roles, their lives would soon be shattered by an act of violence that no one could have predicted. Jada, who had a magnetic personality, was known for her warmth and kindness. She was the type of person who would always brighten a room with her laughter, and her close relationship with Britney reflected how easily she connected with people. Jada was also a devoted mother to her 5-year-old son, whom she loved dearly. Her commitment to her child was unwavering, and she was determined to provide him with a better life, just as Britney worked hard for her own future. Tragically, it was Jada's son who would become a silent witness to the horrific events that unfolded on that fateful day. Jada's son would forever be marked by the trauma of seeing his mother taken from him in the most brutal way imaginable. While Britney was adjusting to the new job, she balanced it with her studies at Georgia Piedmont Technical College. She worked hard to build a future for herself, always striving for academic success. Her days were filled with the demands of school, work, and a commitment to her family, but Britney embraced these challenges with determination. Her caring and giving nature endeared her to everyone who knew her. Whether at work, at school, or with her friends and family, Britney's presence was always a source of positivity. She never hesitated to lend a hand or offer support to those in need, and her infectious smile was a testament to her genuine warmth. Britney's ability to make others feel valued and appreciated was one of the many reasons she was so well loved in her community. That was until the horrific incident that would occur, casting a dark shadow over the bright future she had worked so hard to build. On the evening of June 26, 2022, Britney and her friend Jada were working a shift at a Subway restaurant in Atlanta. What began as a routine day took a horrifying turn. A customer had walked in to order a sandwich but would be upset over the amount of mayonnaise on his sandwich. He would become irate. Britney offered to remake the sandwich, but the customer refused. His frustration grew, and he became increasingly aggressive. In an attempt to resolve the situation, Britney and Jada called the police and asked him to leave, but the situation escalated further. As tension soared, neither Britney nor Jada could have predicted the violent outburst that would follow. At around 6:30 p.m., the customer, still angry, pulled out a gun and fired open fire inside the restaurant. He shot Britney Macon, who tragically died from her injuries. But he wasn't done. Jada, trying to protect her 5-year-old son, who was with her at work, was shoved underneath the counter to keep him from getting hurt before she was shot in the stomach and back. Tragically, her 5-year-old son, who had been at the restaurant with her, witnessed the horrific event. The trauma of seeing his mother shot and his life forever changed in that instant was something he would carry with him for the rest of his life.
New at 5, we've just confirmed the name of the Subway restaurant worker who was shot and killed in Atlanta. The medical examiner identifying her as 26-year-old Britney Macon.
This is one of those stories that's just so senseless and so sad. The restaurant owner told 11 Alive that a customer killed her and shot another worker, apparently upset over how they'd made his sandwich.
According to reports, the store manager, who was armed at the time of the incident, had attempted to stop the shooter. He had even followed him into the parking lot and having an exchange.
My manager was able to exchange fire with him, but of course, you know, he didn't hit him. It kind of ended up as a wild shootout here in the parking lot.
The incident left the community reeling, and the restaurant was turned into a crime scene, forever marking the night with shock and sorrow. Atlanta police responded quickly to the scene after receiving reports of the shooting. First responders rushed in and attempted life-saving measures on Britney, but it was too late. She was pronounced dead on the scene. Jada, though critically injured, was rushed to the hospital and later stabilized. As officers worked to contain the situation, they discovered that the suspect had fled the scene, and a search for him began almost immediately. The police worked tirelessly interviewing witnesses and gathering evidence, including surveillance footage from the restaurant, to track down the gunman. Despite the chaos, the authorities were determined to bring justice for Britney, Jada, and the other victims involved. The investigation into Britney's death began as police worked with witnesses and surveillance footage to piece together the events of that night. It was revealed that the gunman had entered the restaurant, ordered his sandwich, and then became upset when the sandwich was made incorrectly. His frustration over a small mistake led him to commit an unspeakable act of violence. The situation spiraled so quickly, and the fact that it escalated into a shooting over something as trivial as a condiment shocked everyone involved.
Someone who failed to resolve a conflict by just walking away, having a conversation to just reorder a sandwich, decided to take actions into his hands, and now we have families who are devastated.
In the wake of the shooting, police began tracking down leads and interviewing potential witnesses. The authorities soon realized that the customer, a 36-year-old male from Atlanta, had committed this heinous act in a moment of rage. Then, a tip would come from a nearby citizen.
This tip would help police narrow down the suspect's whereabouts, and after a short investigation, they arrested him later that same evening.
Deputy Chief Charles Hampton Jr. I'm here to provide an update on a homicide that we had at this location yesterday, shortly after 6:30. But before I give you the update, first I want to offer condolences to the victim in this case. The victim was a 26-year-old female who is here at work. And we also had another victim who's 24 years of age who also was shot and injured, who's currently in critical condition. I am here to announce that we did make an arrest. We made an arrest late yesterday evening of a 36-year-old male out of Atlanta. As stated before, I won't release the name as right now because it's still an ongoing investigation. We still need to provide some information and get some information from some other individuals. But as most people know, this was a very tragic situation that did not have to occur. What we know is that the suspect came inside the restaurant, ordered a sandwich, and there was something wrong with the sandwich that made him so upset that he decided to take out his anger on two of the employees here.
The suspect, a 36-year-old man, later identified as Melvin Williams, was arrested with the help of a tip from a member of the public. Police were able to locate him thanks to the information provided and took him into custody without further incident. While the arrest brought some relief to the grieving family and community, the details surrounding his actions remain unsettling.
The gun violence here in Atlanta is at an outrage.
That's Gerald Rose, the leader of the New Order National Human Rights Organization.
I'm asking all young people to put down the pistols, pick up the pencils. We killing each other like this, you know, that problem could easily be fixed, but it's gonna take all of us.
The suspect was charged with the murder of Britney Macon and the attempted murder of Jada, as well as other related charges.
New details about the man charged with shooting two Subway restaurant employees. Atlanta police say that the shooter pulled the trigger because of too much mayonnaise on his sandwich.
Fulton County court records now show 36-year-old Melvin Williams is charged with murder, aggravated assault, and a gun charge.
The police have refrained from releasing further details as the investigation is still ongoing. The case remains a sensitive one, and authorities have emphasized the importance of allowing the legal process to unfold before any additional information is disclosed. Britney's family and the local community were left in shock by the senseless violence. Family members, devastated by the loss of a beloved daughter, sister, and friend, have been vocal in their calls for justice.
This just ain't about this shooting. This is about losing our rights as a society. It's bigger than that. Don't we see it? Don't we see it?
Just a month before the tragic shooting, she had gone above and beyond to organize a family reunion, paying for the entire event so that her loved ones could spend precious time together. They had plans to reunite again in Savannah for the 4th of July, a time they would never share together again. The community, which had been familiar with Britney through her work at Subway and her activities on social media, came together to honor her memory. The local residents, many of whom had known Britney and her family for years, struggled to come to terms with the brutal nature of her death. The violence didn't end with Britney's death. It left deep scars on everyone involved. Jada, though seriously injured, managed to survive the attack, but her life would never be the same. The community, once known for its tight support, now found itself grappling with the loss of a beloved figure, the near-fatal injury of a mother, and the haunting image of a child whose world had been shattered. In the aftermath of Britney's death, Willie Glenn, the owner of the Subway store, expressed his shock and heartbreak over the incident.
I don't know what the world is coming to, especially with our youth. They just seem to be so hot-headed these days. Everybody wants to carry a gun. Everybody wants to scare somebody with a gun. It's just, it's scary out here.
He shared that the shooter had been a previous customer who had never caused any problems before, which made the attack even more incomprehensible. As a result of the tragedy, Glenn and his business partners began rethinking whether they should continue operating in the area. The incident left them questioning the safety of their employees and whether it was worth the risk to remain in that neighborhood.
Because of what happened tonight, me and my partners, we're actually reevaluating whether or not we're going to continue to do this in this neighborhood anyway.
Candles were lit outside the Subway restaurant, and a memorial fund was set up in Britney's name to help support her grieving family, including her young son. Local businesses, friends, and neighbors rallied together to show their support, underscoring the deep love and respect Britney had earned during her life. Her bright spirit and contagious smile were remembered, not just in the painful moments of loss, but in the ways she had touched so many hearts in the community. In addition to these tributes, Britney's friends and loved ones organized a series of peaceful protests and vigils, urging local authorities to bring the shooter to justice. The family's request for justice was clear. They wanted accountability for an innocent life lost. Their efforts to keep Britney's memory alive became a rallying cry for everyone in the area, emphasizing the importance of peace and the desire to prevent future tragedies like this one. The collective pain, however, was softened by the powerful bonds of solidarity that began to form as people reached out to one another in their grief. Britney Macon's funeral was a bittersweet occasion. Friends and family gathered to say their goodbyes to a woman whose life was tragically cut short. The service was filled with emotion, as loved ones remembered her beautiful smile, her caring nature, and the joy she brought to those around her. The community came together, not only to mourn her death, but also to show support for her family, especially for her friend Jada, who was recovering from her injuries. Britney's family expressed their gratitude for the outpouring of love and support from the community during such a difficult time. While they will never fully recover from their loss, the community's compassion gave them strength in the wake of such a horrific tragedy. This case raises many questions. How could something so senseless happen over a simple mistake with a sandwich? What drove this man to take out his anger in such a violent way? And how can we, as a society, address the growing problem of gun violence and improve conflict resolution skills in high-stress situations? Britney's story reminds us all of the fragility of life and the importance of handling disagreements peacefully. It's crucial to remember that no argument, no matter how small, should ever escalate into violence. As a community, we must continue to work together to address the underlying issues contributing to gun violence and ensure that those who are in emotional distress get the support they need before situations turn deadly. What do you think about it? Let us know in the comments below. And if you found this story intriguing, please like, share, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this.